Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, my friends. This is Angie Stewart from Mia Inner Light here, Kardec Radio, on our Thursday studies. So before I talk a lot, I just would like to confirm if you guys can hear me, if you can see me. We always have technical issues. We were having some technical issues today. So please just write if you can hear me, if you can see, because I don't know, looks like my internet's a little weird. Anyway, let's continue until someone tells me something. Our study of Thursday nights is of this beautiful book, Among Brothers of Other Lands, and tonight is the last chapter. So tonight we are going to be studying chapter 42, Family, and it's the last chapter of this book. Ooh, I'm super excited about it. I love to finish books. And this will be our new book, What is Spiritism? This is a very beautiful book. Not all Spiritist people have ever read of this book, and it is great for people that do not know anything about Spiritism, but it's also great for people that already know and would like to know a little bit deeper, a little bit more into details. You can hear me? Awesome! Very good. My internet is like kind of weird, even if I'm connected to the cable. I'm not connected wireless. So I'm like, please, God, help us that everything will be fine today. So if you are new to our program, I just mentioned today will be the last day of the gospel of the Among Brothers of Other Lands, but we will continue studying this book, The Gospel According to Spiritism. And next week, when we return, we will be studying these two books, and in a new format. We will have two guests with us, and these two people will be helping me to comment about the second part of the study, that's the gospel. So we'll be like more dynamic. I think will be more interesting to all of us. And before we start our initial prayer, I would like to bring my guest today. That's Claudia Nunes, and I hope her microphone is already working. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello, Claudia.
Hello.
Oh, very good. Yes, yes, it's working.
Yes, it was.
We couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear each other before, but now it's good. It's working.
Awesome.
Very good. Welcome, Claudia. I'm very happy to have you here.
This right now.
Yes. Awesome. So, Claudia, as I always do with all my guests, how did you, really quickly, because we are already late, but how did you discover Spiritism? How did it happen?
About, I would say 22 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was working with somebody that at the time was very connected, and then it got disconnected, and now it's reconnected to Bezerra Jimenez here in Miami. Mm-hmm. And one day we were talking, and he said, why don't you come by? And 2 months later, I was already working. So it was a real good fit.
That's awesome. So this was already in your blood because it was very natural.
I was searching for a long time. I had just never come across Spiritism per se. I came across everything that looks like Spiritism, but it wasn't. But it really wasn't me then. But then when they told me that whatever happens is my own fault and I can create my own destiny, I'm like, oh, that sounds more like something I'm eager to believe.
This is so good. This is exciting. So as you guys already heard, Claudia is talking about the Bezerra de Menezes Spirit Center here in Miami. I did not bring Claudia from New York as my last 5 guests.
Well, yes, I was born there. Remember that. So
Oh, you're
no,
born
but
in New
yes,
York.
yes, I'm from Manhattan. I
Oh,
was born
wow.
in the island, looking at the park at the Mount Sinai Hospital.
Look at that. New York is always surrounding us. I
There's
didn't
no way. Yes,
remember.
can't run away from it.
That's cool. That's cool. That's very, very good. Awesome. So it's already 9:08. So let's start. I will do our initial prayer. And guys, if you are new, Claudia here. She is our guest of tonight. She will be with us through the studies and she will be doing our final prayer. So right now, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. I will do the initial prayer. If you have a water, please keep your water close to you. Mentalize the good fluids because we believe in spiritism. The enlightened spirits will put your medication there. So let's go.
Before you
God,
start the
our
prayer,
Mother and
were you supposed to
Father,
have turned on your
thank you
YouTube?
so much.
Yes,
Sorry?
thanks. Did you turn
Do
on
the
your YouTube?
prayer and then I put you in in the guest
Okay.
room.
Okay.
So let's relax, close our eyes, and let's just hear the message. God, our Mother and Father, thank you so much for the opportunity of being here together. At this moment, we ask it's guiding us, helping us to connect with the message, helping us to forget our daily troubles and connect with what we are doing at this moment. Please protect us, guard us, and inspire us. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good. So, Claudia, I will bring you back at the end of the study in less than 1 hour. You will be with us again. See you soon.
Not
Okay, my friends. So let's go. So just before I start, hello, Saul, Teresa, Matthew, Nora, Claudia. She's here in the chat room with us. So this is the first book. Chapter 42. I read, it's very short, it's just 2 pages. And while you start listening, you can write your comments or your questions. And when I finish, I can read and we can discuss it together little by little. Okay? So let's go. Chapter 42. The title is Family. The spirit is Ernest O'Brien and the medium was Chicho Xavier. So, tremendous surprise takes place in our mind at the moment of death. Contrary to our former opinions, we are alive. The body came back to the inorganic kingdom as subject of universal change, and we recognize that death is a rebirth. Dissolution occurs in the form, but the soul is the same. The spirit rises from from the desert and must become a new being. During this transformation, physical sensation would call us back. While this is happening, the conscience awakes. Then we must run through our accounts. Many times we have run up a lot of debts which need to be paid. We do not always account for our mistakes, but karmic laws knows everything about it and these debts are carried forward to balance our new existence. That's important. Because of this, generally, we are born again among those who are our own enemies of past lives in order to face them as they reappear in a home under different forms. And they are called father or mother, daughter, husband or wife, friends or neighbors. The possibility of a re-equilibrium is restored. Love's practice opened the door to understanding. If mistakes were made yesterday, we need to correct them today. Reincarnation brings enlightenment about dislikes and the sudden hostilities in family circles that apparently have no sense. For this reason, we have in our earthly home a school of self redemption in which suffering accomplishes its fulfillment. Obstacles in a family may be the way where love guides to a better living, for patience gives strength. Not only discipline in a family is essential, but a home demands that you become unselfish and have consideration for others. This be accomplished by promises and displays. This achievement is realized in the silence of the soul, in its desire to assure happiness to its own relatives. Be mindful of charity in your own house. Make use of the advantages of the passing moment. Almost always, you will find yourself in a family to work out self purification. Do not retard it. You will have to give account to life. The opportunity is at hand. Try to love and to forgive in the home more and more. If you are doing this, you will be able to say, I won. So this message is from July 9, 1965, New York City, New York, United States, and the medium was Chicho Xavier. So very, very powerful message about the family, but it's almost like Ernest O'Brien summarized the whole book here. He gave us the whole understanding of a reincarnation, of life after death, of we have to go through our karmic issues so we can overcome them, and the spirits they reincarnate all together. So this is really a beautiful summary to help us to understand lots of things that we have been studying for a long time. Actually, I'm curious to know when we started. Let me see if I wrote it here. Don't know if any of you know, because most of you are here with us since the beginning. Oh, January 3rd. January 3rd, 2019. Isn't that unbelievable? My goodness, a long, long time. That's why I'm so excited. Woo! Yes, starting a new book. So let's go. Let me see if anyone said anything. I can hear you. That's good. Hey, Nora, nice to have you here. So Claudia is Claudia is like my assistant already. Very good. She's writing here about YouTube. So guys, let's go. As I said, I will read little by little, and then you can write your comments or your questions, and we can like interact. Okay. So Ernest starts like this: tremendous surprise takes place in our mind at the moment of death. Contrary to our own former opinions, we are alive. The body came back to the inorganic kingdom as subject of universal change, and we recognize that death is a rebirth. So this beginning here, he is talking to everybody, not just the spiritists, but to everybody. So us spiritists, we know. Don't say you believe, you say you know that when we die, we will wake up because our spirit is eternal. This body will die, will perish, will become some kind of a dust, but our spirit will be free and will live forever. But we even us spiritists, we don't know how will be this awakening, what we are gonna face, because we are all different. We are all different. We all have our merits, we all have our good deeds, but we also have our issues, our difficulties, and each person is different. So each person will wake up in a different way. Even if we die together in the same place at the same moment, it does not mean we will wake up together in the same place in the same moment, because we will be attracted to the place that we feel more comfortable. So let's hope we are attracted to a good place. So let's work on our good deeds. Let's continuously working on our temperament, in our vices. Let's try to minimize this. Let's try to make like a good, fast improvement so we can wake up in a better way. But that's what he's saying. Contrary to our former opinions or to our former beliefs, because there are many beliefs, many religious beliefs, and even non-religious beliefs, people that are materialistic and they do not believe there is life after the body. They believe just in this material thing here. When this physical body here dies, that's it. There is nothing else. But us spiritists, we know it's not true. And believe it or not, when you die, you will understand it. So, and then he continues here saying, the dissolution occurs in the form, but the soul is the same. The form, the body, this body will dissolve, but the soul remains the same. The spirit will be the same. The spirit is eternal. We will have many reincarnations in many different physical bodies, but the spirit is only one. We are one spirit with many different forms. So this is very, very good. I'm just trying to pay attention to the messages because I never read. But yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful text. Very, very beautiful. So during this transformation, guys, I don't know if you can hear, but the rain here and the thunders are so extremely powerful. My whole house is shaking. I don't know where you are, Claudia, if it's raining there, because Miami is very different, It's raining here, nothing's happening somewhere else. But here, it's like, shh, the house is shaking. So powerful, the thunders. So continue. The spirit rises from the deserted brain and thus become a new being. So the brain is dead and the new being is coming. A new reincarnation will come soon. During this transformation, physical sensation would call us back. So this is interesting. During this transformation, physical sensation will call us back. Why this is happening? The conscience awakes. Our conscience awakes. And then we must run through our accounts. That's when the things start happening. we must run through our accounts. Many times we have run up a lot of debts which need to be paid. So this is basically what we always say, that the justice of man is blind, but blind really, because many times the justice of men do not see lots of things that were done and were hidden, but the justice of God sees everything. As we read last week, remember when we were reading last week the other message from the Spirit, he was explaining that God even know how many hair, how do you say, lines of hair, fios de cabelo, how many lines of hair, threads of hair we have in our head. Just to give an example that God knows everything, everything, everything that happens, everything we ever did, God knows. The good things is awesome, but the bad things, yes, he also knows. And many times we did something, but it was not something good, and we actually tried our best to forget about it, to put something like, I don't want to remember, I try to forget this ever happened. But in the moment of our death, we read in many books that the spirits, they are helping us to, to wake up. And you have to understand that he's really summarizing here. It does not mean that as soon as you wake up in the other side, the moment you open your eyes, this is all happening. But this will happen at a certain point. If you guys saw the book and also the movie Nosso Lar, Astral City, the spirit of André Luiz, he wakes up in the lower zones. It's not in a very good place. But later on, he is rescued and he goes to a colony where he is helped, and he stays a long time in a hospital. And after that, he's able also to understand lots of things about his past life and why he woke up in the lower zones. So when he's talking here, the conscience awakes many times when you are already like in a better situation. You already understood, you died, you understand that you need to come back to continue your improvement. Then the spirits that are the ones that will help you to come back, will help you to guide you in a future reincarnation. Many times they will show you, look, you asked to do 10 things. Let's imagine, I'm just saying 10. Let's imagine 10 items that were very, very important. You asked to do it. But unfortunately, you only completed 2. And lots of times we don't complete any. We do pieces of certain things, but we don't accomplish fully. Of course, there are spirits that are able to do much, much, much more, and we want to be like them. But we don't know. We are all very different. But then these spirits, they show us, look, you asked to do 10 things, you did 2. Unfortunately, these other 8, you didn't even try. And unfortunately, you committed certain mistakes. So it will show us, and we will feel like, ha, 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 that's awful. But hopefully, the situation will be very different. You completed 8, that's fantastic. But 2, you kind of more or less. And then the same spirit will be telling you, okay, so now let's visit what you didn't complete or what you kind of did certain mistakes. So they will guide us and they will wake up in our conscience, because everything we do is there. Whatever we did, the good and bad, is in our conscience. But we take an active part to forget about. But when we are there, they activate this little compartment and we immediately remember, and we really try to make amends, repair, we try already to come back immediately to another reincarnation. So they are the ones that say, no, wait a minute, Angie. You can't come back too quickly because you're not prepared. We are not going to be able to do any improvement. So you need to wait a little bit. You need to study. You need to work. We will have to prepare your next life, so you will be able to have a family that will be able to support you and things like that. So he's talking that this conscience awakes, and then we must run through our accounts. Many times we run in debts. Debts are the mistakes we did. And we do not always account for our mistakes, but karmic law knows everything about it, and these debts are carried forward to balance our next existence. Because of this, we shall return by means of a new birth. So when our conscience awakes, we understand the necessity of this type of improvement, and then we accept. We're like, okay, I accept. I have to do it. I didn't have enough strength to do it, but in my next life, I will do it. How can I do it? That's when the spirits are going to guide us. Okay, so they will guide us through everything. They will tell us what we have to study and to work there so we can already develop. But later on, they will guide also what will be the best country for you to reincarnate, what kind of life you will need to have, what kind of family you will have to have in order to help you through this. And this comes to the next point he mentions here. Generally, we are born again among those who are our enemies of past life. But don't panic. Don't imagine your whole family will be your enemies because this is not going to happen. God only gives to us what we can carry in our shoulder. Do you know this type of expression? God doesn't give us something that's heavier than what we can carry. So whatever is going to happen, we will be capable of facing that. And another thing, our family, if an enemy from your past is coming in your family, many friends from the past will be placed there also to help you to create this balance. Because imagine if your whole family, they were enemies from the past, it would require a spirit extremely well prepared to be able to overcome these difficulties in a positive and win this battle. So because of our relative state of improvement, usually they put one enemy, or enemy is a hard word. It's enemy is not good. They put in with us a person that we didn't have a good relationship. It's not necessarily an enemy, but a person that's not your friend. So imagine, let's imagine in your past life you had a terrible husband, really difficult situation, a lot of issues, and then became like hatred, maybe physical fights and whatever. So this relationship was really horrible, and in that lifetime you could not make amends, you could not help each other. When you die and when he dies, the spirit will bring you both together, and you say, guys, listen, as a husband and wife, the situation was not good, so we want you guys to try again, but in different positions. So we are suggesting, they will give you ideas, they will give you suggestions. They might gonna say, oh, Angie, maybe you should reincarnate with him as your brother. So brother and sister, they will fight when they are kids, but then you will receive the support from your mother and father because they're going to be very loving. They will be guiding you. They will be helping through this situation. So this is one of the suggestions. But the spirits, they also tell us that when this hatred is really, really big, when the situation is extremely bad, usually these spirits, they have to reincarnate as mother and son, or mother and daughter, usually connected to the mother, because the mother is like more loving, not in the sense that the husbands are not loving, but because the kid comes from the woman, is connected through the womb of the woman, the spirits, they get more connected, more attached. But of course, there are so many other ways it can happen. And nowadays, it's so many couples, not just the men and women, but two women, two men are adopting so many kids. And do not think adoption is a mere coincidence, because we know it's not. It's not. Adoptions are not a coincidence either. They are happening because of a bigger purpose that we cannot understand. But everything that happens in our lives are set to everything that I say, like the major points. Okay, don't think that oh, you I don't know, you just decided something, oh, it was meant to be, it was written in your life, because it's not like that. The major points in our lives are organized to happen. But even the major points in our lives, we can change. We can reincarnate, and we change our minds, and we decide that no, I don't wanna marry this guy. I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna do that. So we still can change. Then we are gonna give a little extra work to the spirits, because they will try to maneuver whatever situation to help us to be exposed to the same situations that we need to improve. So let me just read some of the comments here, because I keep going. When I see it, there is no time. So Nora said, you remind us of the book Messengers, where Andre Luis takes us through some cause studies of souls with incomplete tasks. Yes, actually, the whole collection of André Luis is fantastic. Fantastic. So if you guys did not have an opportunity, please go through the many books that the spirit of André Luis brings to us, because it's such a blessing. So it makes sense when you're using enemy to symbolize the relationship, needing some of that love. Yes, Nora, exactly. You answer my question about same-sex parents and adoption. Exactly. A lot of people say, oh, that's such a coincidence, because I was adopting the kid A, but nothing worked. And then when I decided to adopt the kid B, then it was super easy. Well, it was meant to be kid B, even if you wanted kid A. But the spirits are saying, no, you need this. That's the same thing with people that, for example, for so many years try to come to the United States. Now, I'm not saying about moving here. I'm just saying vacationing, because sometimes people try even vacationing here and they can't come. The visa gets rejected. All kinds of issues happen because there's not meant to be. They can't come here. Their mission, their lifetime has to be in their own country for that period of time, maybe later on. But and then you mentioned, a lot of people mention, oh, but it's so funny, that person that never even wanted to move to the United States, never even thought about it, something happens and boom, was transferred to work there and is living there and actually likes it. The same thing, because that person had to come and they didn't even know, didn't even want. But when something is meant to happen, it will happen. Later or sooner or later, it will happen. And Saul said, if we don't forgive our enemies while we are here, we will come back again and again in the next life. Exactly so. So imagine when we start thinking, we're like, oh my God, let's forgive everyone. Because you don't want to have a problematic child. You don't want to have a very pain in the neck husband. You don't want to have a huge problem with your mother and father. But if this is already happening, let's embrace the situation. Let's try to live the situation in the best way possible. Because only like this we will be able to forgive and evolve. And I already mentioned in the past, my mother and my sister, they were always like fighting like crazy, both of them. And it took a long time for them to start really like understanding each other, both sides. Because only one side wants to do something, it's not going to happen. Both sides have to adjust and things get better. And nowadays it's a blessing. The relationship, it's a blessing. But in the beginning, when I was young, oh my goodness, not easy. So I'm super happy. And nowadays, both of them, well, my mother is a spiritist now, and my sister's like Divaldo Franco likes to say, she's a spiritada. She's a spiritist, but she's all kinds of other stuff too. But both of them recognize their difficulties in the relationship, and they both understand that they were born as mother and daughter because they had to make amends. So this was very, very good. So, okay, so we continue. Sometimes they reappear, these enemies, they reappear in a home under different forms. And they are called father and mother, son and daughter, husband and wife, friends, or neighbors. So this is what I was talking before. But as I also said, God never sent us all kinds of problems together. We will always have help from other family members that will be there giving us support, helping us to be able to fulfill our personal little missions. And this is extremely, extremely important for us. So the possibility of re-equilibrium is restored. Love's practice, love's practice opens the door to understanding. So this is beautiful. So when we are able to living our life, we face that difficult family member, that's a difficult person, and we are able to embrace him or her. We are helping our future, we are restoring, we are making amends. So love's practice opens the door to understanding. We are understanding the situation, so we are actively participating of this, working hard and making amends. I have an aunt that's very difficult, very difficult. But I also believe she is bipolar. To make on top of everything, I believe she's bipolar because one day she talks to you, she's super loving, sweet, wonderful person. The other day you talk to her and she's like wild, fighting, screaming, cursing. This is not like super normal. But I already told the people in our family, I said, we understand that she is like this, and that we have to love her, accept her. Do not put wood in the fire, meaning whenever she's going cuckoo, do not feed the situation. Try to avoid. Say, let's not talk about it. Let's forget about, everybody makes mistakes. Cut this negativity. And then try to bring her to her center, to her loving personality. And that's the only way we can progress. So if we continue loving her, not ignoring, but loving, forgiving, and working hard, it's not like, oh, super easy. No, it's not easy. but we have to work hard to be able to help her, helping ourselves too, because this is the way that we will be able to have a better future together. So the possibility of a reequilibrium is restored. That's what I just said. If mistakes were made yesterday, we need to correct them today. Exactly what I just said. Reincarnation brings enlightenment about dislikes and the sudden hostilities in family circles that apparently have no sense. For this reason, we have in our earthly home a school of self-redemption in which suffering accomplishes its fulfillment. So, guys, every family has issues. It's very difficult, really difficult. Someone to say, oh, my family is a blessing. It's wonderful whenever this happens. But even the most beautiful families ever will have at least one person that everybody's like, yeah, you know, this causing is not easy. Families are like this. That's why we need to work on them. We need to work on them. But the majority of the families, they have one or two or more issues there. But us, as a spiritists, we understand these are things that we have to work. We have to work, we have to work, we have to make amends. That's the only way that we can actually improve. So obstacles in a family may be the way where love guides to a better living, for patience gives strength. This is amazing. Patience gives strength. So this is awesome. I already mentioned to you guys that I'm not very patient. I'm not very patient. When I want something, I get crazy. Like you all know that I started a new series of short videos, and I got like so excited. I wanted to record like 20 videos together and throw all of them in internet. And then my son, who actually is the one who gave me the idea, he's like my, how can I say, he's my consultant. Yes, my son is my consultant for social media. So he is like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to do one a week. So you start building up people, start searching, and they start like going to the channel. But of course, impatient as I am, I'm like, one a week, this is crazy. But as we know, patience gives strength. So let's exercise this patience. I am exercising. Even with breathing. Even with breathing. So continue. Let me see what Saul said here. No, it's not easy. It takes time to forgive. Oh, Saul, takes so much time. Takes so much time. But if you cannot forgive the person who hurt you yet, you start working on yourself. Start forgiving yourself, understanding we are not perfect and it's very difficult. We already know it's necessary to forgive because we are spiritists, but we are working on that. This will be able to help you. So forgive yourself for not being able to do it yet, but have in your mind that it will be necessary. So little by little, we start practicing it. Start seeing this person as a person that is sick, was not understanding what he or she was doing, and little by little it will be better. And we also know that time is a blessing. You know, something that happened yesterday or last year is different than something that happened 10 years ago. So continue finalizing, because we still need to do the gospel. Not only discipline in life is essential, but a home demands that you become unselfish and that consideration for others. So this is, and have consideration for others. This is super important. We are not the center of the universe. We have to understand we are all brothers and sisters. And to the planet to be better, it has to be better for all of us. We cannot have a cloud that will rain and the sun that will be always shining on top of my house. But we have to, the whole planet has to be well, and we have to become a better person doing that. It's not just me, but it's us. So be mindful of a charity in your own house. Make use of the advantages of the passing moment. Almost always, you will find yourself in a family to work out self-purification. That's totally true, what we were discussing. Do not retard it. You will have to give account to life. The opportunity is at hand. Try to love and to forgive in home more and more. If you are doing this, you will be able to say, I won. So what he's actually saying here is that you don't need to be already a total forgiving person, because as I said, it takes time. It is difficult. But if you are practicing the forgiveness, it's every day you are trying to dislike. I don't like to say hate because it's such a painful word. But if you are trying to dislike someone less and less and less, you are already winning because you are working. We are in constant progress. So we are continuously working. And of course, through these things, through these issues, we will fall. But it's important that we stand up again and we continue moving, continue our improvement. And when he talks about the charity, charity is everything. You know, charity is the answer to everything in life. Is it the answer to depression? Is the answer to people that are thinking about killing their lives? Is the answer for hatred, that I don't like to say the word. But when you start helping others, you start understanding the pain of the others. You start understanding things that other people went through so much more difficulties, hard time, and your pain, even if your pain is very difficult for you, is very big for you, it might not be big for somebody else, but you start digesting it and you start seeing life in a different way. So this was this beautiful, beautiful book, Among Brothers of Other Lands. Is absolutely wonderful. And if you have the book, there is a little bio of Chicho Xavier, an amazing, amazing medium. I will actually do one of my short videos about Chicho Xavier because a lot of people never heard of him. And I think it's important that we show the world who is this person, who is this medium. And now we have 10 minutes to do the gospel. Woo! We usually do like in 5 or 3 minutes, so I'm like super excited. And next week in the new format, I really want to dedicate between 20 minutes, 15 minutes minimum to do the comments, because we will have our 2 guests weekly doing the comments on the gospel. So today we are going to talk about anger. Woo! Anger, yes, it's this sensation that many of us have inside of us, and many times it's hidden deep inside. We don't even know we could be so angry and we could have such a negative feelings, but it is possible. Depending on what we are exposed, it is possible. So this is the book, The Gospel According to Spiritism. We are in chapter 9 and item 9, anger. So I will read portions of it. So the first message is from a protector spirit in Bordeaux, 1863. And summarizing, he says that pride leads you to dim yourselves to be more than what you really are. So you already start understanding what comes anger. Anger comes when you think you are special, you are better. Even if you don't think you are better in every way, but maybe in that item that trigger your anger, You think you are better than somebody else. And then pride makes you consider yourself to be far above your brothers and sisters. Woo! Whether in spirit, social position, or personal advantage. The least parallel irritates and hurts you. Woo! So, anything somebody tells you about this issue irritates you and make you angry, and this can be your trigger. You snap, so you go from to quickly. And of course, we are going to see later on that some people have this really like it's almost like a characteristic of them, of their personality, a characteristic of being like that. But even if it's a characteristic of your personality, it is not a physical condition. Because a lot of people, as this spirit likes to explain here, he actually explains, a lot of people like to say, oh, this is actually my body that makes me like this. So when it is your body that makes you angry, snapping quickly, it's almost like it's God who created my body. So it's his fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I was created like this. And this is not true. So let's go. So this temporary insanity, this temporary outbursts of anger, they are based on wounded pride. Wounded pride. So someone said something that we think it's hurting us, hurting our image, hurting whatever, and we want to attack. We want to return the offense. And this is one of the things in spirits we are always saying we cannot return an offense in the same way, because then we are not a better human being. We are just the same level. Whatever we receive, we are throwing back. And this is not evolvement. And we have to be better. So angry persons attack everything from brute nature to inanimate objects, which they crush. They look ridiculous. It is true. You know, in the soap operas, I'm Brazilian. So in the Brazilian soap operas, when I used to watch soap operas like 10 years ago, whenever someone fights, they take everything and they throw and they smash. And I remember watching people smashing the magnificent mirrors. Are you kidding me? You're destroying your beautiful furniture. I remember being very young, seeing these crazy things in soap operas and just thinking, oh my God. Then she has to clean everything and spend money on buying the same thing again. So I remember being like, even if I ever have a horrible fight, I'm never going to break anything because I don't want to clean and I don't want to spend money on buying again. So even if my silly reasons for not breaking things were those, this was already like an improvement. So it doesn't matter what reasons you connect to your brain, it is an improvement if you don't take that bad action. But even this spirit said, people doing this is ridiculous. You are destroying things almost like to show off, and it is really, really ridiculous. Then if persons would realize that anger does not solve anything, that it affects their health and compromises their life, they would see that they themselves are its primary victim. And it is true. Nowadays, medicine already explains that the people that have these outbursts of anger, they are predisposed to many health issues. And another thing medicine's already proved also is that the people that keep within themselves negative feelings, people that are very angry, They might not even be these people that are screaming all the time, but they keep negative feelings. They keep like angry about someone, or hurt about somebody else. They keep that in their memory. So these people, they accumulate these negative energies, and yes, they are more susceptible to be sick. And this is something that we have to really think about. Let me see what the Claudia said here. So Claudia said, that's true. I was talking about soul. It takes some time admitting the most intimate part of ourselves, and you know that it is hard for us to even listen to ourselves, much less admit everything we could be wrong with ourselves. Exactly. Oh, I love this. Latins are so temperamental. Yeah. Yes, it is true. In everything. Latins are very exaggerated in everything. I remember moving to the United States, and my husband is American. The whole family, they are Americans. There is no Latin. I was the first one to arrive, and I already super loud. Can you imagine? I'm super loud. I'm very, very outgoing. So for them was like, whoa, my goodness, who is this super loud woman? Yes. Latin. Oh, what is my cell phone? This means that our time is finishing. Okay, so let's just finalize here. You guys understood the point. So the next message is from Hahnemann. Hahnemann is the father of homeopathy. Amazing message also. So Hahnemann is the one who actually, he talks in his message about those people that I mentioned before, that they say, oh, my body is like this. It's my physical constitution, like a man that's very big and strong and gets angry very easily, and he beats up everybody. So this person is saying, oh, but this is my physical constitution. And the spirit of Hahnemann is saying, no. Even if your body is prone to that, your spirit is the responsible for your improvement. So take care of it. Learn how to control your anger. Learn how to cut certain things. When you know something will bring you to trigger your craziness, cut it. Take yourself out of the situation. And little by little, you will be able to control yourself better. And he's also explaining that we are the owners of our body. We are the eternal spirit. So we have to take care of it. We have to improve in this reincarnation. That's not to give to another incarnation. In this life, I am like this. In this life, I'm crazy. My next life, I will be better. Because that's not good. So we learn with the time. I am super ultra outgoing. But I know if I'm going to certain places that require a level of formality, I will control myself. So we learn with everything. This is very, very important. So my friends, our time arrived. I will bring Claudia. Hello, Claudia. You are
Hello,
back.
can you hear me now?
I was loud. Yes, we can hear you really good. I was laughing a lot with the temperamental Latins. Yes.
I know. It's so heated inside somehow, no?
Yeah, exactly. And we are so different from most of Americans. I always remember that beautiful actress. I think she's Colombian. The Vergara. She is like, oh, Sofia Vergara. She is like loud and yeah. The stereotype, of course, we can't say that every single person is like this, but yes, I am like this at least.
Yeah.
Very good. So, Claudia, Thank you so much for being here. And now we are going to listen to your final prayer. Please.
Let's collect our thoughts. Breathe in for a minute and set aside all these beautiful teachings that we have received today. Store them in a filing system that your heart understands so you can pull the strength from it whenever necessary. Elevate our thoughts and connect our hearts to our Father and our big brother, Jesus Christ. By elevating our vibration, we ask that all the spirits that are here with us, incarnated or discarnated, gather and rejoice at the progress that we have made up to today. Today we are the best versions of ourselves. And every single day we graduate from the university that it is being alive on earth. It's not an easy task. When you're connected to a body, you have all these feelings, all this energy, all these side effects that you don't have when you live in a spirit world. And that is what allows us to learn through flesh, blood, tears, laughter, everything that every day opens up in the path for our lives. Let's make tomorrow a better day than today, because for sure today was much better than yesterday. Have a blessed week. So be it.
So be it. Very good. Thank you so much. I love the idea that we are today a better version than ourselves, and it's totally true. Totally true.
We don't
have
go
to
back,
continue. Yeah, exactly. Very, very good. So, my friends, thank you so much for all of you being here. I couldn't read all the comments, but I think I read most of them. I will answer as soon as I finish. It was a pleasure to be with all of you through this absolutely beautiful book. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. I hope you guys can continue with us when we start our new book next week in the new version. So we'll be more dynamic and more exciting. So you will have 3 Sofia Vergara's talking here, and you will really enjoy this study. I'm sure Claudia will be with us helping with the gospel too. So guys, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you all next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye. Thank you, Claudia. See you soon. Bye, guys.